Question for you. How cool would it be if every caregiver, every healthcare employee, frontliner manager had something good to say about you in front of your patients and families every time you connected? Well, there is a way. Hi, this is Brian Lee, Healthcare's engagement expert and founder of Custom Learning Systems. This Managing Up tutorial is number 6 of our 8-part series called the License to Please Empowerment Bundle, and a key way we communicate our vision of kindness care everywhere. Don't you just hate being thrown under the bus by a coworker for something you didn't even do? Ugh. What if we were to reverse this plot and you were to receive a compliment from your peers and coworkers every time you connected with a patient? Well, we can and should. It's called Managing Up. Today it's presented by my colleague and friend, David Dworsky. Let's listen in.
Let us introduce you to the concept of managing up. I recently overheard a story about a nurse who told her patient, "I'm sorry about the food today. It doesn't look very good, does it?" What possible benefit is there to create a negative patient expectation about a service, a person, or a team? Let's define the idea, the concept, the practice of managing up. It's the business of creating a positive expectation about a person, about a team, about a service, prior or during a patient-family experience, especially during a handoff. Handing off your patient to another nurse, handing off your patient to another department, handing off your patient to go to another department for a service to be rendered. For example, turning your patient over to the folks in imaging, where a series of pictures would be taken. Let's compare managing up as being way better than managing down, which gets into negativity and defeatism and has absolutely no place in our hospital. Just for your reference, interesting number here, in a typical 3-day inpatient stay, there are approximately 60 plus handoffs or moments of truth. Here's what a moment of truth is. It's any interaction in which a patient comes into contact with you and your hospital and gets a sense of how good you are at what you do. Moments of truth can be seen in this graphic on your screen. For example, these are the moments of truth all together in what comprises a hospital's cycle of service in an emergency room. From the moment they arrive in the emergency room at about where the number 12 would be on a clock, all the way around, all the services that have to be given as someone is taken care of when they are in the good hands of the good people in the ER. This is a cycle of service, and every interaction is a moment of truth. The reward strategy that we advocate is to always provide the very best experience the patient can afford to get at every moment of contact. A terrific reward opportunity is to manage up the patient's next encounter with a team member of yours, with a physician or provider who's coming on duty or is now going to take care of that patient, another department they're going to be going to for a service, or the hospital from a clinic. You're managing up your hospital, or you're managing up a clinic the patient is going to. You can also manage up yourself or your colleagues. It goes like this. Here's how you might manage up a team member. Good news, Miss Goodberry. Jana is your nurse for the morning shift. She's a dedicated nurse who's worked here for over 15 years. She's friendly, she's smart, and I predict you'll enjoy her care. Did you see how managing up works? Do you see how expectations are set? And Ms. Goodberry is looking forward to meeting Jana. Here's how to manage up a physician or provider. Ms. Mullen, your physician is Dr. Friesen. She's a highly regarded provider with a very kind bedside manner. Her patients always have great things to say about her, and I know you'll value her care. Managing up. So now Ms. Mullen is looking forward to meeting Dr. Friesen because she comes with this great reference. Managing up a department. Mrs. Stell, we're sending you to our radiology department in a few minutes. They're very well known for their quality work and their warm and welcoming ways. You're going to enjoy the people down in imaging. Managing up. Managing up the hospital from a clinic. So someone's been at a clinic and now they're coming to do their surgery at your hospital. So you might say, I'm glad to see you're having your surgery at Mercy Hospital, Mr. Miller. I had my hernia operation there last year and everyone was just great. So managing up the hospital, they're coming from a clinic to your hospital and this person's saying wonderful things about your hospital and how well they were treated. First impressions. Framing affects perceptions. How we frame what we say affects perceptions. The first impression most patients have about our healthcare organization comes from us, says Tara Gunlock. P.S. By the way, don't forget to manage up yourself. You can do it. There's nothing wrong with doing this. For example, you might say if you're a respiratory therapist, you say to a patient, I've been a respiratory therapist here for 7 years, and I just love what I do. Matter of fact, I work hard to stay up to date on the latest skills and technology, so I'm at the top of my game. You can use Aid It and Serve, which we talked about in another webinar, for more ideas on how you can manage yourself up. Here's a cautionary note, however. Don't overdo managing up so it creates an unrealistic expectation that can't be realized. And don't make fun of a fellow caregiver, even in jest. When you are managing up, do these things. You do need to be sincere. There's no need to memorize what to say if it comes from your heart. You do need to manage up beforehand to create positive anticipation. You do want to make positive comments in front of the caregiver where appropriate. If you're handing off your care to another caregiver, talk about that caregiver. Her name is Irene. In front of the patient, in front of Irene. Very positive, very empowering. So what you want to do also is to share your positive personal experiences if you can. If you've availed yourselves of the services of a department where one of your patients is going, you might want to share your good experience when you were last in that department. That's managing up as well. The benefits of managing up are many. They include the fact that you are setting expectations toward a positive experience. You're highlighting the competencies and the skills of these new team members a patient is about to meet. And this assists in diminishing patients' fears of the unknown. It creates confidence in the outcome, which contributes to healing. More benefits. It also promotes the capabilities of a department which might be shy about tooting its own horn. Great, skillful clinicians in the next department, but they're all, they don't toot their own horns so much, and you can do it for them. It also creates a self-fulfilling prophecy. You say, they're good people down there. Your patient's going to say, boy, they really were a great gang of folks down there, and they took good care of me. And also, it feels good to speak highly of your co-workers. And last and most importantly, you do it because it works. As Mark Twain said, bragging ain't bragging if you've done it. So, summarizing, managing up expectations. The system of managing up is useful when setting expectations for timeliness of service. Things will happen on time. You go to that department. Relief from pain. Managing up the discharge process. We're going to get you ready to go home so you can really take care of yourself well and heal at home. Service recovery. Let me set things to rights. Ms. McMahon, I'm sorry things went off the tracks. I'm going to fix it for you. And so many other practical ways that you can manage up to set or reset expectations. So our do-it recommendations are these. That you draft a sentence or two about how you can manage up yourself. How you can toot your own horn in a nice way. You can tell people what your experience is, how many years, how much you have done of this work at this hospital, and what you're really good at as a benefit. That you're careful with this, with taking care of them or taking care of their room. And you can also talk about what I love to do, which helps patients and family members feel confident and in good hands when you're in charge. You can make a list of the moments of truth that happen when you hand off your patients to others and talk about and manage up the moment of truth about who their doctor is and how I will be available for them as soon as they come out of recovery after surgery. And a success strategy when handing off. What I'm going to say that makes them understand and set expectations for successful outcomes for whatever it is we are providing by way of a service. And our last do it recommendations, that with a partner, you practice managing up for each moment of truth within a cycle of service, and that you know the success strategy you want to achieve, the expectations you want to set. And we suggest you have fun by continuously improving your professional practice of managing up, because it works.
Well, I trust you found this micro-webinar helpful. My special thanks to David for his insights and his ideas and his recommendations. To support you in your goal of transforming your culture of renters to owners and patient advocates, I'd like you to have this License to Please toolkit. In addition to a step-by-step guide to implement this module, it comes complete with a total of 7 more engagement tools that provide a step-by-step guidance to help you make this concept a reality. Yours, just for the asking, by checking on the link below. Our next tutorial on this channel is the License to Silence. If you feel this video has created value for you, please like and subscribe to our learning channel and join our Kindness Care movement. Post any ideas or questions or topic suggestions you have in comments, and please feel free to share this video with your peers and caregivers as much and as often as you want. Thanks so much for watching. This is Brian Lee, Healthcare's engagement expert, saying, let's go spread kindness care, and let's do it everywhere.